Okay, we've just come out of Amer. I'm going to call it Amer from now on because apparently that seems to be the general consensus. Film that I massively loved and I've massively gushed about. So much so that I was a little bit worried that these two might, you know, their expectations might be a little bit too high. So were their expectations a little bit too high? Let's go over to... I'm going to be cruel because I can see that Ian wants to speak so much. But I'm going to go to Jordan.
You're a fucking cunt.
Yeah, well, I mean, I am completely new to Giallo, really. I've only seen maybe it's only one title, and it really was. It's such a piece of art that I'm just flabbergasted that is their first main feature film. It's everything just hit every single thing they wanted to hit perfectly. I mean, this Alan spoke about like the middle part, and that middle part is without showing like literally hardly any flesh, nothing. It was just dripping in sexuality. I mean, it's just absolutely dripping. It's like how you can do that with just the use of music, the use of shots, and how they sort of like get those and edit them together. It's flabbergasted, it really is. And the whole film, the start with the little girl, brilliant. The end, I like the
Sorry, carry on.
Sorry, I like the beginning two more than the last, but they were all fantastic. They really were.
And I'm going to switch over to Ian now because we're running out of battery again. But Ian, what did you think?
Is it like an empty icon?
Yeah, it's an empty icon at the moment, yeah.
Okay, how to make Ian Loring come in his pants without any kind of physical stimulation, stick Amer on. That is, if anything betters that this weekend, I will actually jack off where I'm sat. I'll stand up and jack off. I almost showered the two co-directors in cum. That film's ridiculously fucking good. I'm fairly kind of versed in Giallos, but not super duper. I noticed a few direct references, but it's just, yeah.
So I don't get those references, and I'm looking forward to now going through the backlog with those DVDs, like really big Giallo names, and then watching them here again and getting those.
I'm exactly. Sorry, we actually cut out there for a minute. What I was saying, Jordan was making the point that he's not particularly schooled in Giallo.
Really not
at all. I'm also the same. I saw Suspiria as part of my whole movies I'm ashamed to admit I've never seen before thing, and it blew my fucking mind, and it's one of my all-time favourites. It's one of, if not my all-time favourite movie of all time.
Suspiria reference in that?
That's all-time. No. That's also one of his all-time favourites.
What? Of course. Love me some Zeta. No, what was the Suspiria reference?
Well, I'm sure there are others, but the one I picked up on was the shot of the knife going through the door and opening up the lock.
Oh yeah. Oh right, I didn't get that, but now you say it. But, so yeah, basically I was saying that I'm not particularly skilled, but that makes me want to even more to go back, and because the first time I saw this, luckily I'd seen Suspiria fairly recently, so I was like, oh my god, more glorious stuff like this.
I'm pissed that this isn't coming out on Blu-ray till January. Yeah. I'm fucking pissed. It's a sensory experience. They said in the Q&A that Amer means bitter, so like taste. So it's referring to using your senses to watch the film. And before the start, the male co-director Henry Bruno said that you've got to open your mind and enjoy the trip. You know, and I think that sums it up really nicely. A lot of it doesn't make sense. There's not really that much of a plot, but you don't really care because you're there. If you're there for the visuals, you're there for the sound. And like I actually said to them in the Q&A, I could have watched that for 3 hours. There's so much shit going on in there visually. There's so much stuff to like just expand your mind. And I don't know. I haven't that there's a kill sequence towards the end that is among one of the tensest I've ever fucking seen. And it's not because of music telling you to be tense. It's not because of dialogue. It's literally because of the way the camera is looking at the killer's blade and what the blade is doing.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely phenomenal.
I love the catching the bead of sweat.
Yeah, that was
gorgeous.
Catching the bead of sweat was
genius.
genius.
That was brilliant.
And I mean, and it's just like the cut, and then the kind of the gradual opening up. But that's a good film, and I mean, it almost like.
I'm so pleased.
Good. Oh yeah, man, too right. In the middle section as well. There's also a scene where this girl's running, and the camera's like really close up on her, like running like the side of her face. It's kind of like going all over the place, and it kind of feels like what it is to run.
Yeah.
You know, even though it doesn't look like anything like what you're looking at when you're running, but it feels like it. The feel of the film is quite unlike anything I've seen in quite some time, especially from a film made in 2009-2010. You know, holy fuck. There you go.
Yes.
Any further
for me, it's sort of like, I really did love it, I really did. Maybe not as much as Ian, but maybe with time, when I get to school myself with Giallo, I'll love it more. But it's up there with Monsters for me. It's my favourite film.
If I could fuck that film, it would be bleeding by the time I'd be done.
So on that wonderful note, I think it's safe to say that Amer was a success, was a hit, and nobody could be more pleased than that.
It was made for 680,000 euros.
God, yeah.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, how that film, I mean, how really? It's
Gorgeous, gorgeous fucking film.
So yeah, there's a lot of people in there that are also talking about going back for the second viewing when the Moral Panic documentary is on. If it wasn't that documentary, if it was pretty much anything else, then I'd consider going and watching it in there again, because like I say, I've seen it a few times, but seeing it on the big screen just gives it that extra bit of oomph. And I'm very pleased that you enjoyed it. Excellent, fantastic. Bye.